I can recollect that to be the most embarrassing session of mine.
They gave me a living hell then and there.
Hello.
Welcome, welcome. From watching you on the YouTube channel that you run to having a conversation with you, I think we have come a long way. So we'll get started with this
Yes.
conversation. Shanta, first of all, a warm welcome to this platform, to this session that we are here together with. And we are going to talk about really interesting things. But before that, because I am meeting you for the first time, I know you're already tired of introducing yourself time and again, but just one more time for me. And let's start with that, please.
Sure. So you already know my name, and I've been running my YouTube channel for the past 2 years now. The name of my channel is English with Shanta. Prior to starting work on YouTube, I used to work as a trainer on one of the spoken English platforms. I'm TEFL certified. But my qualification, I studied engineering at college, and I also worked in the IT industry.
Oh,
So I am from South India. I'm from Karnataka. So that's pretty much about me. If there's something else you would like to know, feel free to ask.
I think we'll go ahead and see what all I would like to know about you. But yeah, I'll start with my introduction then because I think even we are meeting for the first time. So my name is Vipul Pant. I have been a communication skills coach for the last 7 to 8 years now. I have had the privilege to have taken over 25 to 30,000 sessions so far, online and offline on different platforms. Yeah, that's a little bit about me. We'll get to know each other more in this conversation. I have a lot of questions for you because I am completely hooked to the videos that you record, and I think you're one of the best in this niche. So let's get started. All right.
Thank you for the kind words. Yes, looking forward to it.
All right. So to just make you a little uncomfortable in the beginning itself, I would like to ask you a question. The problems that I come across, because I think we share a lot in common. You started your journey as a trainer and then you became almost a full-time YouTuber now. So tell me one of the most embarrassing moments that you faced during a session where it's not just about you, it's about anyone else who was there in that session, and what embarrassing thing happened in front of you, or you came across an embarrassment, anything during a session.
Yeah, when I started off training people, prior
Mhm.
to that, I had no experience of training people or
Oh.
talking virtually to anybody. I was in a career gap for more than 10 years. I was taking care of kids and the home. So for
Mhm.
10 years, I was not talking to anybody in English. Later,
Mhm.
I started applying for positions which can offer, a balance between personal and professional life. So that is when I started applying to teaching jobs. And once I started with the platform, that was my first session. So I think I can recollect that to be the most embarrassing session of mine in front of the camera, obviously, because
Mhm.
I was not sure of what to do and how to handle the session, and I was new to it. So I think when we do something new or for the first time, you feel it quite embarrassing because you are not at your best.
Mhm.
It's new to you. So that was my most embarrassing moment where the learner was way more confident than I was.
Oh.
And he was used to using the platform and he was on the platform taking sessions from trainers. So I felt really low and underconfident in front of the learner. So
Mhm.
I think that was the most embarrassing moment for me because in spite of being good at English and
Mhm.
in spite of being the trainer myself, still
Yeah.
I was not confident. That was pretty embarrassing for me. But after that, there was no looking back. I cannot recall of anything that made me feel embarrassed or something that I witnessed which was embarrassing. No, it has been a smooth journey.
Great, great. When I think of this word embarrassment, the only incident that comes to my mind is when I had just started my journey as an offline trainer. So
Okay.
I don't know if the HR was not really happy with me or something, but I was sent to a class full of 120 students, a mix of science, commerce, and humanities. And that in a place where most of the students had already a predefined notion in their mind that they would end up being a certain career type in their life, and they did not want to do anything else other than that, which is all right. No hatred against anyone. But I remember the entire session went for what I think a couple of hours or more than that, where they kept on banging the table. So if you go to a session like that,
Oh.
you would see 10 students. I would term them as chartered accountants. I would term them so serious that they would become IAS officers also. But the 90% of the crowd that was there, my goodness, they gave me a living hell then and there. And the first taste, when you are into something new, and the first taste that you get defines a lot about your taste in the future. So I thought, is training like that? is it going to be my future? Like, am I going to face such people forever? But no, I think things have changed. And that was the only bitter taste I have had so far. Yeah, that's a little about my embarrassment. But I was really embarrassed coming out of that session. I really wanted to jump out of the window that day. But yeah, somehow controlled.
I can only imagine because my embarrassment was online and it would
Uh,
lasted only for 20-25 minutes. But
yeah.
yours, I can only imagine. Oh my God. How did you cope up with it after the
No,
session? How did you,
I
gather the courage to face people again?
I was a fresher at training at that time. I was kind of novice, and being a novice, it was really difficult to come out of that situation initially. And such situations stay in your mind, and they make a place for themselves. So that happened with me. But that day, the action that I took was to report it to the principal of the school, and that was the worst mistake I made in that day. So I just wanted to go out of that place. I did not want to be in that place, but those were not students, those were goons, right? They were like goons, and they were double my height, and I could not really stand against them. But yeah, I tried my few tactics of lowering their voice, but nothing worked. For a moment, I started roasting them also. I tried trolling them as well by saying, "Oh, you play it well, you should play it outside." But yeah, that's a part and parcel of life, and I think this is what makes a trainer thick-skinned over a period of time. And isn't it? We need to
Yes.
be a little thick.
Yes, it does.
Hmm.
It
No,
does, yes. Especially in offline training. Yep.
it does, yes. In offline training, rarely people would heckle you, but if they do, they are big time hecklers. I'll say that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, Jano, I am just starting my journey as a YouTuber. I have been trying to be consistent for quite some time, but when you have so many options in your mind and you think you have to pay bills, you don't take such gambles. Now, what I'm doing is I'm contributing more time into training people personally that I'm doing, and I've been doing it for the last few years now. But a part of my day goes into content creation, and I'm creating content, a lot of it these days. That's the reason we are meeting as well. I really want to grow this channel and reach people because in this journey, whenever I've taken demonstration classes, I've seen so many students who cannot afford these sessions, and I feel someone should be there to listen to them or to connect with them. So I dream of a time when I have to do more and more solo and conversational videos. But for so many learners who actually want this and who can even take away 1% of what I want to teach them, that's what my plan is. Let's see how it goes. And I think I will need blessings of people who are veterans of this game like you. So who would be able to teach me better. Yeah. Okay, what was the reason you came on YouTube for the first time? And at what point did you feel to quit it? I'm sure everyone who is on YouTube must have felt that at some point. What do you think?
Okay, first of all, I think veteran is a very big, heavy word to be using.
I
For
realized
me,
just after using
okay.
it.
Okay. So I came into YouTube by accident because, like, I'm having this session with you. I used to have sessions with my learners where I was training people, and they would record the session and upload on their YouTube channel. So
Mhm.
I thought, why can I not do the same? Start my own YouTube channel, and learners can approach me directly. You don't have to pay me to have a session with me. Let's keep it free. Let's be my own boss, where you don't have to owe an explanation to the company you're working for.
I
You
know.
can do at your will and do or not do, depends on you, because when you're a homemaker it is quite difficult and you
Oh, yeah.
cannot predict exactly how things are going to change or when they are going to change. And back then my kids were really young, so I wasn't sure of that. So I wanted to be my own boss. That's why I started YouTube in the first place. That's how I got into YouTube.
Mhm.
And during the course of time, maybe in 1.5 to 2 months, the channel got monetized. So the growth was rapid. So I thought, let me do this full time, and I quit
I'm
teaching,
sorry, I
training
did
people.
not catch the last part. I was zoned out. Can you tell me in how much time did
Yeah.
it get monetized? That's what got my attention.
1.5, within 2 months, my channel got monetized.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I thought that it's working well. So let us put complete focus, shift my focus completely to YouTube. That's
Mhm.
when I stopped working for that platform and continued doing only YouTube full time. I would post every single day, be it festivals, Sundays, everything. So I would post every single day back then.
Mhm.
So that's how I got into YouTube. The second thing is, did I ever think of quitting YouTube till date? No, YouTube is something that really excites me. So
Wow.
every conversation that's coming my way, I'm equally excited the way I was during the first session that I took for YouTube. I have the
Okay.
same energy and same excitement for
Okay.
working on YouTube for content creation. So I have the same thing. But meanwhile, I had a small hiccup where I was sick. I
Oh.
was on bed rest for more than 1 or 2 months. So that is the time where I took a break.
Hmm.
Getting back to things after a break is quite challenging. You need a lot of motivation.
A lot.
But quitting was never on my mind.
So this makes it two successful YouTubers in a row in the same niche, because yesterday I was speaking to Rajni from Try to Thrive, and during that conversation, like fortunately I've had the privilege to have taught her also in her initial days of. Sorry, I think there's someone who's honking outside. Is it troubling you? The honking?
No, no, it's not.
Thank
No.
God. Yeah. So what I was just trying to say is that the time when I met her for the first time and now when I speak with her, I see a lot of grace and intelligence in the way she speaks, the presence of mind she uses. And even I asked the same question to her, and she had almost a similar answer. She said, the excitement is such that I don't feel like quitting it at all. So if not that, then what? So I think I'll be uploading that video by tonight or tomorrow. I don't know when's the best time to do it. But yeah, I'm trying to find time to edit it. But yeah, this makes it two in a row. So I think I should learn this because I have tried quitting it a lot of times. Um, I come back to it because I love doing this, but I'm not consistent. I don't know why. I can't keep my consistency. Can you give me a few tips how to be consistent?
Yes, but it also depends. See, you have a lot of things on your plate already. You're training people and you have something else to rely upon
Yeah.
financially, and you
Mhm.
have something to rely upon. Put your complete time and effort into something else.
Hmm.
As per Rajni, yes, she started it as for learning and then she's continuing. This is what made her. So from here, she's training people as well. In my case, this is what I'm doing full time and I'm enjoying doing it.
Hmm.
So once it is that this is the only thing you're doing and you're really enjoying doing this, I think that will help you stay consistent. Nobody can force you like you have to do, you must do. It's from within you. So if it gives you pleasure, you feel happy doing it, excited doing it. So the work will bring you back. That's what I believe. So the day I start feeling, oh God, I need to take session again today, I need to work for YouTube again today,
That
then
never.
I'll fail to be consistent.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you feel there is another way that you may choose to
Yes.
not take a session. That
Yeah.
choice is there, but that will is not there. You don't want to fall on that side, isn't it?
Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes.
Even I love
Mm.
taking sessions as many as possible. And the very fact that I term it as a session, I don't think it's more of a conversation. I enjoy conversations
Conversation.
as many as possible. Okay, so no quitting, no hiding, but I want an honest answer from you. If today, I don't want to make it a YouTube session where we learn how YouTube is succeeded upon, but I just want you to tell me one thing. God forbid, if the channel goes out of your hand someday, God forbid, never should happen to anyone. We will sign petitions to YouTube to bring it back. Trust me, I'm such a fan of your content. But yeah, I'll say if such a thing happens, then and you have to start something from scratch, zero. You have learned so many arts related to it now. I won't say you are a champion of algorithm, but you're a champion of content. That's what I'll say. I think you'll agree with me on that. So what would you do differently this time?
See, there are a lot of things that have changed on YouTube as well. When I started creating content, there were few people who used to do this, maybe a handful of us, that's it. But
Yeah.
now there are so many people, the competition is high, there is a saturation. Even then it was there, but conversation videos, there was something new and
Oh,
people were enjoying them.
yeah.
So if I had to start again, maybe I would start the same thing. I would work more upon editing, creating thumbnails, because back then it was not that important. You just create a session and then upload it raw. So it was like that. So maybe I'll focus more on editing and thumbnail creation, and then you learn few things about the algorithm as well, how it works,
Mhm.
what kind of title you have to put, what kind of text on the thumbnail you have to use. So these kind of things I'll put more focus on this.
Mhm.
But I think that is it. I will again start with uploading every single day, consistency,
Okay.
until I find a good base. So then I would take time and to create a better quality
Okay.
content later. But then I'll again focus on posting every single day.
And how much does opinion create a difference in your mind? How much do you pay heed to these comments that are posted? There are many with constructive criticism. There are many with a lot of praises that I think you are habituated to reading. But then there are a few frivolous comments also that make their way into the comment section. So how do you deal with such frivolous criticism?
I try to learn from it, with whether it's really genuine what they are, because that is constructive criticism. If they are
Mhm.
giving you something, some kind of feedback,
Mhm.
maybe in the initial days it used to happen, maybe a little bit one or two, but
Oh,
frivolous, I think I can only recollect a handful, maybe like three or four comments which have been negative
oh,
throughout my journey of 2 years. So
yeah.
rest of the comments have been very nice. So
Mhm.
there was no such negative comment that I had to sit back and think. If
Mhm.
it is something based on feedback, then I would sit down and analyze it. Do I
Mhm.
need to work on this, or is this genuine? If
Mhm.
yes, I will definitely work on it. If it is some suggestion regarding the content, yes, I'll work on it. But
Oh,
other things I just tend to ignore, because once you get into social media, you must
mhm.
expect this. There are all kinds of people.
Yeah.
So negative comments, fortunately for me, have been very few, maybe
Mhm.
two or three. That is it. So that is a very minute ratio
Yeah.
compared to the kind of praises or
People can be in
admiration
a
or whatever
bad
you're
mood
getting.
someday. They can be in a bad mood to say something. It's all right. Part of the
Yes.
game.
So I just ignore. I just ignore the negative comments. Yeah.
Okay. I think it's really difficult to not address this elephant in the room, which is the very fact that your channel got monetized within 1.5 months. There are people who have been trying for years, and
Mm.
yet they can't secure the kind of views that you may have secured at that time. What does it take to get monetized within 1.5 months? Is it a viral video, or is it consistent efforts? Obviously consistent efforts, but how much does virality play a role in getting monetized within 1.5 months, and what worked for you, if you can?
I don't believe in virality, because virality comes and goes
Oh,
in a blink of an eye. That's it, right? It's not
yeah.
going to stay. So I don't believe in viral content or virality. What worked in my favor is I was good in my niche.
Yeah.
Point number one. Second, the relativity. People found me relatable, like, the normal homemaker kind of vibes. I was just being myself, not
Okay.
too much focusing on my appearance. I was raw, and
Mm.
that, I think, resonated with people. They try to associate with me, the
Mhm.
kind of homemakers we generally are at home. So
Yeah.
that resonation was there. So they related with my content and my simplicity. So I think all of this worked in my favor. Second thing is that you have to be good at your niche. If you are something into English, doing something in English teaching, so you have to be good at it. If you're having a cooking channel, you have to be good at it. Then only people will follow you, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think people liked the way I spoke, my English, and
Yeah.
also a personal touch. People usually follow you if
Mhm.
if they can relate to you. Also, content is important, but they need to have that relation with you. They have to feel the vibe with you. Then they
Yeah.
start following you. So I think all of this. I didn't put too much of mind into it and then started it. It
Mhm.
happened, and then I can reflect back and answer and tell you what might have worked.
Yeah.
So yeah.
When you start speaking to people and not to camera anymore, I think that is when you start creating content actually. And I'm struggling with it. I do conversations throughout my day, but the first time I went on to just create a video of myself every day, even today, these days I'm recording every day. But the fact is, the day when I picked up the phone and I felt, okay, I should record something, and I found no one to speak to on the camera. I was speaking to this stable thing called camera. I lost myself for a moment. I thought, I teach the world, I teach so many people how to speak well, how to be confident, and where is my confidence? I think it's a completely different art form, speaking to a camera and realizing it's not a camera. It's a person that you're speaking to. So how much time did it take you to be yourself in front of the camera? Did it happen on the first day itself, or did it take you some amount of time to be yourself on the camera? I know you must have also realized at some point some pretense comes your way. You want to say, but you start acting at times. This happens a lot with me. I don't know about you. Tell me.
So but I started off by creating solo content first, because I was a new person here, and I would send out mails and I would not get reply from them for
Yeah.
conversations. So I started off with solo videos.
Oh.
And I think very early on, I realized that I was not talking to the camera. I would always imagine somebody sitting in front of me, a learner or learners sitting in front of me, and I'm talking to them. So that
Hmm.
was my feel from day one. It was
Okay.
never that I'm talking to the camera. So I was
Hmm.
never camera shy or
Yeah.
not thinking that nobody's watching me or getting bored of it or talking to
Yeah.
myself. I didn't have that feeling. It was always like I'm talking to people. I'm
Hmm.
telling them something. So have a conversation or do solo videos. It almost seems similar to me. It's like being
Yeah.
myself and talking to people. So this has been always been there.
Yes, so people these days can use ChatGPT for the best hook, for the best thumbnail and whatnot, but ChatGPT cannot tell you how to be relatable, how to be yourself. And I think the person who can learn that art form to be yourself in front of the camera and to be speaking to people and not just a camera, nobody can teach you that. So it will tell you the best background light setup and whatnot, but not how to be good at your work. You are either good or you're not good at your work. As simple as that. You can't learn something like that from ChatGPT or any other place, isn't it?
True, true. That's what makes you human, right? Otherwise, AI would do everything.
It's almost doing everything these days. But yeah, thank God it has
Yes.
left something for us. Okay. Um, because you have been a trainer and you are a trainer, you train people on a regular basis. I have a question, trainer to trainer. Um, there are certain things that we find in common. We feel people want to use words, but they don't get them at the right time. People know
Yes.
grammar rules, they don't know how to implement it at the right time. People have content, but they don't get it at the right time. In all these
Mm.
three problems, we see one thing is common, and that is getting things at the right time. What do you suggest to your learners? I'm sure this is not the first time you're listening to something like this. This is the most common problem among learners. So, what do you suggest to learners when you get one such issue?
Yes, it also depends on the doubt. If they're talking about vocabulary, I would say don't run behind vocabulary. Go for simple English. The
Hmm.
more you practice, the more you will get the right words at the right time. You
Hmm.
need to talk to people. You need to have conversations. Talk to an AI, no problem, but talk.
Yeah.
So
So,
once you keep talking, you will get the right words at the right time. It's just you lack practice. Secondly, when it comes to grammar, I would always say don't study from the grammar books.
hmm.
Learn through listening, how the ready-made sentence patterns, try to use them. So that's how you learn grammar because that's how even I learned. Yes, I learned in school and then I wrote the exams and I forgot what they are called, how to use them, all that. I forgot.
Yeah.
Later, I polished it through listening and speaking regularly. So
Hmm.
that's how you learn grammar.
Yeah.
Rest everything is like not getting the right thing at the right time always happens due to lack of practice and nothing else. Or
Hmm.
you might be scared. You might be scared of judgment or the very thought of not getting the things at the right time. That thought itself might scare you. The
Oh,
more
yeah.
you have sessions, the more you talk to people, the more conversations you have, more practice you have. So you are going to get rid of that. Maybe even recording yourself is going to help you. But you
Oh,
need to speak. So yeah,
yeah.
practice always makes progress.
When my learners don't understand such advice or when I tell them, so I try to give them some experiences or I try to give them some examples. And I at times tell them,
Okay.
people forget to invite you to a birthday party. Why does that happen? Because you don't meet them so often that you are not on the top 50 people they would invite. Vocabulary, rules, or content, whatever you are lacking, it's happening because you don't meet it so often. Start meeting books, start meeting words, start meeting sentences, patterns, like you said. I was listening to you speaking on one
Mhm.
video. You're talking about sentence patterns, situational learning. And I got really a lot of inspiration. I think there are many people who are wasting their time on books. I'm not saying it's a waste of time to read a book like Ren and Martin. It takes a lot of courage to open one such book. But then after having read it, after having completed that book and taught so many people, I can say it is not a book that will teach you how to speak. I cannot
Mhm.
buy a book which says how to fly an aeroplane and just sit on in the cockpit and start flying it. It's impossible, right? You need practice. You need to hold the
It
steering.
is.
Yeah,
Yes. Also, reading is a kind of practice that you're doing by yourself. And it is somebody else's opinion. Even listening is somebody else's opinion. They can just
yeah,
add to the input how to use it. That's it. But ultimately, you have to use it. So, unless you speak, nothing is going to change.
nothing is going to change. Okay. All right. To bring this conversation to an end, by the way, I did not see that the time actually flew, and I have enjoyed every bit of it. I don't know about you, but I have a question. How much do you think setup plays a role? Today, the background that you're sitting with, the microphone that you're using, the camera that you're playing on the screen. I don't think it must have been the same device or the same setup. How much has it changed? And do you think even that changes anything in your content and that increases or decreases the kind of people who watch you?
Initially, when I started, I didn't have anything of this. I would sit on my bed or wherever I possible. I would just sit where there was quiet, there was no noise. I would sit and have my sessions.
Mm.
It is a purpose. I got this mic because, sometimes when both of us are talking, the
Mm.
voice is not clear. So one of the voices get faded out. So that's the reason I got the mic for the clarity. So
Great.
if a person is doing his listening practice,
Mhm.
every word has to be clear and it should not get camouflaged sort of
Right.
from the guest or the
Mm.
speaker. So that is the reason I got the mic. The setup, I don't think it really matters at all. It is for my feel that I have a setup and
Yeah.
it will motivate me to
Yeah.
create better content or motivate me to work harder. For this
Yeah.
is for my satisfaction solely. But you can see people even they are making videos in the fields, out there in the open, anywhere in a broken
World is your
house or
setup.
whatever.
World is your setup.
Yes, where is the setup? And yeah, world is a setup. And but I think audio quality is really important. Video doesn't matter wherever you are, you can create a
Mm.
little bit of it has to be
Yeah.
watchable at least, not
Yeah.
that very poor kind of quality of the video. So manageable kind is still okay, but your
Mm.
audio has to be really good.
Yeah.
So this is what I believe. Yeah, it doesn't matter the setting or like your setup, it doesn't matter, but audio video quality has to be good, manageable at least, especially the audio quality. That's
Yeah.
it.
How cruel can God be? We were talking about audio quality and audio got lost for a moment. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So let's bring this to a beautiful consequence. It was lovely speaking with you, and I hope to connect with you further on any platform possible. I think such conversations would not just benefit me or you, it will also benefit so many people who will listen to experiences of yours and mine. So let's look forward to more such conversations. It was lovely interacting with you.
Definitely, definitely enjoyed every minute of it. So thank you so much for having me over. So
Likewise.
we'll definitely talk again.
Sure. Have a great day ahead. Bye bye.